may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, or if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Emerge as you. Emerge Tremfiant. Ask your doctor about Tremfya.
The Emmy-nominated Late Show with Stephen Colbert, weeknights on CBS.
4 murders. We need to move cautiously on this.
Let's get to work. We gotta find this guy fast.
Is it always going to be like this? Action, action, action.
This guy is desperate and dangerous.
We're gonna find who did this.
The latest seasons of The FBI's on demand and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Check your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response.
Perimeter secure.
Remember, Amera guards it.
This is Murrow and Emmy Award-winning CBS 47 Eyewitness News at 11.
First at 11, the weather. The extreme heat continues in the valley as more kids head back to school. Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace has our first look at your pinpoint weather forecast.
And some temperatures today started to approach the 110-degree mark. So an extremely hot day. We're not done with the heat. Next couple of days, we still have our heat advisory in effect. Let's give you a look outside with our Table Mountain Sky Valley Cam Network. And I do want to take you through a quick time lapse from our CBS 47 studio camera. Starting out this afternoon, we did see some off and on clouds throughout the day, but for Fresno, by the end of the day, we did see a lot of sunshine, and we're still mostly clear right now. Let's check out our high temperatures from today. 108 in Fresno, the record high today, 109, so very close to record highs. 108 in Lemoore, 107 from Porterville to Hanford into Madera. We still had triple digits for the foothills as well, 103 in Mariposa and Oakhurst. Right now, temperatures in the 90s for some of you. Fresno, Hanford, you are still holding on to the low 90s. It is still hot outside. And again, we're not done. We do have a couple of days of hot weather to go. So we'll be in the 70s, 6 a.m. tomorrow, noon temperature 95. We'll be near 105 again for the high tomorrow. I will talk about when you can expect relief in your pinpoint weather forecast coming up, but first we'll send it back to Brian.
New at 11, a Fresno business owner says he's been victimized by the homeless for years, dealing with a burglary and trash on his property. This is in the area of Abbey Street and Freeway 180. He claims the city isn't doing enough to help. Now he's getting ready to go to the state. CBS 47's Juanita Adame joins us live with how long he's been dealing with the problem. Juanita.
Well, Brian, his name is Rafi Palavian, and he said he's been dealing with this problem for years. He said there's drug paraphernalia, clothes, and waste on his property, and he doesn't know where else to turn. This was back in 2018. Rafi Palavian at his business, International Tour Converter, here on North Abbey.
I just don't want him on my property anymore.
Back then, Palavian had an issue with the homeless camping in the back of his business.
They steal stuff from my property.
And today, nearly 5 years later, things have gone from bad to worse.
There's needles back here. You know, I have employees that don't even want to come back here to get supplies from the warehouse because it smells so bad, you know, and then I got to deal with these guys. If they threaten them, I don't know, you know, so yeah, it's terrible.
The issue still remains.
I've fixed this building 3 times on this side already. They've burglarized. They canceled my insurance, you know. Now I'm paying 3 times the amount for insurance. And I'm already working on small margins, you know, and it's just killing me, you know. And I see no help from the city or state with this.
He said the city's responses can be inconsistent. And he's been told he may be billed by the city if he keeps calling 311.
In the beginning, they were responsive, and then it just stopped. And now they're, well, because I made a stink, they start being responsive again.
A few days ago, he decided to take matters into his own hands and had many of the camps cleaned up. That's when the situation took a dangerous turn.
I had it removed Saturday morning, wait till they were done, left, had lunch. Fire department called me that your building's on fire.
He assumes it was some type of retaliation, but Palavian said he's fed up and now he's hoping state leaders can help, since part of the property behind his business is maintained by Caltrans.
There was a guy that worked for Caltrans that was doing this clean. He talked about a wall. Again, yeah, they can fix the fence, but you can see it's very simple to cut.
Do you think a wall would be a solution?
Right here it would be. Absolutely, absolutely. They're not going to jump it.
Now, we did reach out to Councilmember Nelson Esparza because this business is in his district, but we did not hear back from him today. Live here in Fresno, Juanita Adames, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
New at 11, we're hearing from the California Highway Patrol about a recent crackdown on organized retail crime. CHP arrested 51 people this past weekend in Fresno and Kern counties. The crimes included shoplifting, grand theft, and petty theft. Nearly 700 stolen items were recovered worth $58,000.
So typically, we're working with the loss prevention professionals that have access to the cameras in the stores. The loss prevention individuals will get a hold of us and contact us, which is why we're in that area, and they will give us a description of a vehicle that they can see on the cameras or a description of clothing that an individual is wearing and if they're headed out the door.
CHP says similar operations will continue to be conducted in the valley and around the state. In continuing coverage, the Fresno County Sheriff's Office is asking for help tonight finding a man who disappeared 9 days ago. 33-year-old Corey Danley was last seen on August 7th walking away from a home on South Bishop and West Annandale Avenues in Kerman. Officials say that he is not familiar with the area. If you know where Corey Danley is tonight, you're asked to call the Fresno County Sheriff's Office right away. It has been 1 week since the deadliest U.S. wildfire in more than 100 years swept across Maui. Search and recovery crews continue the grim task of searching through the charred town of Lahaina. Tonight, the death toll has gone up again from 99 earlier this evening to 106. Hawaii's utility company says it is investigating whether downed power lines, which were lashed at by 80-mile-an-hour wind, perhaps that is what ignited the fire. In Fresno tonight, a fundraiser was held at the River Park Farmers Market. CBS 47's Jennifer Ortega was there.
The spirit of Ohana was strong tonight here at River Park's Farmers Market. Dozens of vendors pitched in, all for a good cause. The fundraiser luau started with song and prayer and traditional Polynesian dancers. The special event put on by the California Fresh Farmers Market Association will help those suffering in Maui that need it the most.
We opened our arms, they opened theirs. We're doing it for the right reason, and we just hope and pray that Maui, rises from the ashes. We all know that they will.
River Park Farmers Market founder Peter DeYoung says it's been a community effort. This flyer was posted at every vendor with a QR code and the GoFundMe page benefiting the Maui United Way Fire Relief Fund.
Our goal is to raise $10,000 tonight. 10% of the market's funds that we raise tonight will go toward that as well. And by the look of things, I think we're going to surpass that.
From art to food to produce vendors, each business is doing their part.
Well, tonight's extremely important because of, obviously, you've seen the devastation that's happened in Maui.
The owner of Ohana Whip Wagon says it really hits home since they were in Hawaii last week, that giving back today is very important.
We were just there. We were in Oahu a week ago. So it was obviously a few islands away from Maui, but nevertheless, you could see or feel the somberness in Oahu as well because of what was occurring in Maui at the time.
And they're not the only ones feeling a sense of responsibility to chip in to help.
It makes me feel good knowing that, we can contribute to something for a good cause. Like in California, we always have wildfires here, and everybody throughout the country always helps us. So now it's our turn to give back.
All the money raised tonight will help bring aid and essential relief to those in Maui that need it the most. In River Park, Jennifer Ortega, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
And if you couldn't make it out to River Park tonight and you're sitting at home saying, gosh, I would like to help, you can make a monetary donation to the American Red Cross. That is the best way right now to help our friends in Maui by scanning the QR code right there on your TV screen or by clicking on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. In the North Valley, months after flooding devastated Planada, there are signs of progress there today. The Planada Community Center is back open after flood damage forced it to close. The center was vital for volunteers and Merced County workers as they passed out cases of water there to those forced out of their homes in January. But like much of the town, the inside was flooded too. Now a ribbon sits on the center's sign welcoming people in.
This is the most accessible place for all the residents. You'll see them right now. They're walking here. This is the place to have everything in the community center. This is bringing back what we lost, some of the things we lost.
It took months and a lot of funding to get the center back up and running again. Another big story here tonight, the FDA is issuing a warning for those who have medical test kits made by Universal Meditech, the same company operating the illegal medical lab that was discovered in Reedley. The FDA now says 15 various products ranging from pregnancy tests to breast milk tests were deemed possibly inaccurate and potentially unsafe. The manufactured tests created by Universal Meditech were linked to 4 distributors: AC&C Distribution, Healthy Wiser, Home Health US, and Prestige Biotech.
If they have these, should put them in the trash to destroy them, and should look into potentially getting another equal test to retake it if they were making decisions based on testing that they've done with these products in the past.
The FDA is continuing to monitor the situation, and if you'd like more information on the recalled products, just click on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. California Highway Patrol says impaired driving appears to have led to a 3-vehicle crash in Fresno County this afternoon. Happened around 3 o'clock near Central and Dickinson Avenues. CHP says the driver of a Honda Pilot swerved on Dickinson, hitting a Jeep and then crashing head-on to a Ford Focus. No one was badly injured. Officers say that the driver of the Honda could face DUI charges. Today, a scary situation in Fresno that could have been much, much worse as a driver crashes into this house. Happened around 10 o'clock this morning in a neighborhood near North Maple and East Copper Avenues. The driver also hit a gas main that started a fire. The flame spread right up to the attic of that home.
So the gas took probably 10 to 15 minutes to get off. First arriving crews weren't sure if there were still occupants of the structure, so they made entry. They searched in the rescue mode.
Turns out no one was home at the time. Firefighters believe the driver, a man in his 60s, may have suffered from some type of medical emergency. New at 11, bingo. A Merced County Sheriff's K-9 helped to track down a missing hunter today. The man was lost in the Pacheco Pass area and called the sheriff's office for help. He told them that he was exhausted and hot. They told him to stay put and managed to locate his truck. And from there, they found that guy sitting under a tree about 1.5 miles from his vehicle. Fowler High School Red Cats returning to campus today. 807 kids went back to class. Students who are interested in ag have a new facility this year. The FFA program on campus gives students hands-on experience raising and caring for animals.
Our brand new ag center that our students will be able to utilize throughout the day. We have a strong agriculture and FFA program here at Fowler High School.
It's also the first year for Principal Rick Perez. Perez graduated from Fowler High School in 2000. Still to come here on Eyewitness News at 11, pushing back against going cashless, why an LA city leader is fighting the trend. Plus, replacing PG&E. San Jose city leaders say they are frustrated and actually could create their own utility company. But first, here are the winning numbers for tonight's Mega Millions. Drawing is worth $36 million. We'll see you right back here in about 60 seconds.
Did you know that over 700 kids enter the foster care system every day?
$700?
700.
Just talking about foster care can help foster care.
Okay, let's try this.
Donate your small talk.
Welcome. Meet Lisa and Keith. Don't let the wide smile fool you. They're miserable. They work, they have kids, they escape. Table Mountain Casino Resort.
Hey, the kids are texting.
Enjoy the sweet life before all the fun downstairs.
What's your location?
I'm taking towels to 111, or maybe they'll just stay in. An epic night of pampering.
Hey, don't you work here?
Hey, we all need a break. Table Mountain Casino Resort.
Hey, everybody. Tonight at The Late Show, I'm joined by Jennifer Gardner and a dozen adorable puppies. Her rider is very specific.
Tonight on CBS.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Steel. CBS 47 Eyewitness News at 11 with Catherine Hurd. Brian Dorman and Pinpoint Weather with Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace on CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
GOP presidential candidate and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will be visiting the Central Valley. He'll attend a private campaign event coming up next month. This will be his second trip to the Valley in the past 4 months. New at 11, San Jose leaders are debating whether they should sever ties with PG&E and create their own utility company. The mayor has been vocal there about his frustrations with PG&E. The options were to be discussed today at a city council meeting, but have been put off a bit. Council members will consider the economic impact before making a final decision. Since the pandemic, some businesses have been refusing to accept cash. But in Los Angeles, a city council member is pushing to keep that from happening. Jennifer McGraw with the story tonight.
Councilwoman Heather Hutt introduced a motion to ban cashless retail businesses in the city, saying it's not inclusive to unbanked groups that rely on cash to pay for goods and services. People we spoke with agree.
I think not accepting cash is just very ignorant to a lot of people's situations, whether it's young people who are getting support from people who are not in LA. People work.
Lowers costs and increases security.
It's a huge problem that people are breaking in and stealing their tills, so I get that as well.
If we want to move to a cash-free environment, we should be making it more accessible for people to be able to have banking situations.
And that was Jennifer McGraw reporting for us tonight. Today in Fresno, the city announced that it's expanding its mobile shower service for the homeless. Fresno City Council Vice President Annalisa Perea joined Mayor Jerry Dyer and others downtown Fresno to launch the city's second mobile shower unit for the homeless. City officials say they hope to provide about 6,000 showers over the next year. And still to come here on Eyewitness News at 11, a fun night celebrating Fresno's state at the Fresno Chaffee Zoo. That story right after your Pinpoint weather forecast.
And right now I do have your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. Top pollens, juniper and ragweed, medium high levels for the next 4 days. We are stuck with the heat. I will talk about our heat advisory and when you can expect relief in your Pinpoint weather forecast next.
Brian Dorman and Catherine Herr, award-winning investigative journalists with Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace. Weekdays starting at 4 p.m.
A nation overcoming yesterday's challenges with hope for tomorrow.
Make no mistake, you guys are definitely making a difference.
Standing ovation.
There's a morning program out there celebrating the best of us.
I'm so happy that we're showing her story.